What is happening, SteelersNation? What is happening? What's good, people? Welcome to the latest edition, latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Steel Basement, aka the virtual Heinz Field. Excuse me, guys. I just ate dinner, had spaghetti, and it's, if I'm being honest and being real with y'all, it's making me burp a little bit, so you might see me hit a couple times. It's the spaghetti sauce, I guess. But welcome, man. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely evening. Keep an eye on the chat for me, guys. I'll peek over here from time to time. If the bot shows up, I'll grab it. And matter of fact, let me open the video, the stream here on my side on my phone, so I can very easily get the bot up out of here. But what's happening, everybody? Let's get right to it, man. Let's say hello to the early commenters. Wide Diggy, very first commenter, man. Good brother Wide Diggy, extended family member. Thank you. What's up? Brent Fox, also extended family member. Welcome. Ron Simpson in the building. Mr. Winningham in the building. Charlie Brown, Boss Una. Who else we got in here? James Panzarello. Hope I got that correct. Amon Bozeman, Football Mind 02, Tony Carlson, Hello, Miss Lanisha, how you doing this evening? Thank you for coming through, hanging out with the guys. We appreciate you each and every week and each and every show. Rail Facts is in the building. Who else we got in here? Lydell Dorsey, Mr. ABS, Brian Williams, Daredevil, Miss Sade in the building, as well as Miss Odessa, as well as Miss Destiny, Miss Ladies, plural. Thank you for coming through, along with Lanisha. I already said Lanisha, but we're going to put y'all all together. The ladies are still the nation in the building, heavy and early. Appreciate y'all coming through like always. Hunter Johnson, Rajon 39, Charles Navarra, Vista Light, Sebastian Quintal, and let's see, anyone else? All right, let's jump into it. Thank you, Carson Wentz. That's an interesting name there. There's Miss Debbie. Hey, Miss Debbie, how you doing? So now we got all the ladies in the chat. And y'all see, ladies, I put on my collared shirt for y'all. Look appropriate and look studious. Got my Steelers polo. What y'all know about that? But yeah, man, let's get into it. Uh-oh, somebody said hi, Angie. So Angie's in the bed. There she is. All the ladies. All my ladies in the place with style and grace. I ain't going to say the rest of that part, but I'm saying it in a nice way. They in here tonight. Again, studious for the ladies. But all right, man, let's get into it, man. Listen, tonight is about the phone calls. I need y'all to call in, or you don't have to, but it's an open door or open call policy tonight. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Hey, man, the Steelers about to play a playoff game. This is the last time that you'll be able to speak directly and let your voice be heard before we go into that playoff game. So if you guys have any thoughts, questions, concerns, hate, love, call in and let everyone in the chat be able to hear that. But I'm going to get to my points really, really quick, and then we'll get right to it, man. So let's see. Where are my notations? We'll basically talk a little bit about what I got from the Tomlin notes. Really, most of the time it's just the injury report, even though I list both things as a topic. Pretty much the same, right? We'll talk about that. I'll talk about a couple different things from the game. I did rewatch it. Let me also shout this out. You guys who are extended family members, I did put up all 22 footage of the Chiefs. So interesting that we're about to play them. I put that one up just a couple days ago. Didn't really see too many people took a look at it. I think maybe one or two people. So guys, don't forget to go take a look at that content. It's exclusive to you. But for whatever reason, the Browns content wasn't there. I don't understand it. You see, I told you the NFL Game Pass just been trashed this year. For whatever reason, the all 22 from the Browns game is still not available. We shall see if tomorrow, perhaps I have the Ravens all 22. And if I do, I'll do more content because, again, double up for you guys this week since I didn't get to it last week. But anyway, speaking of which, It's interesting, man, going back and looking at that Chiefs game and just looking at some of the things that we definitely and desperately will need to change if we're going to have any type of chance this coming weekend. But I'll save a little bit of that for the pregame show. But like I said, I did rewatch the game, so there's a couple little things I'll just point out here and there as far as, some things I took away from it. Really brief, because, again, I want to get to the phone calls. And my goal to do that tonight will be, let me see where we are. We're at the 6 minute and 52 second mark. My goal is to get to that before 20 minutes. How about that? All right, so let's get to the notes. First thing I have here is the injury report for the most part. Najee Harris, we already know, has an elbow issue, and I'm kind of glad it is just elbow because I thought it might have been a shoulder-related thing as well. So I'm glad to hear that it's only one injury, and I'm glad to hear that it's not significant. I'm also glad to hear that Najee is expected to be available to play. However, maybe limited early portion of the week. That's typical protocol. But, hopefully Najee will be able to rest up, heal up, and be ready to go come Sunday. Who else? Arthur Marlette, man, is being evaluated for a concussion. And that, that kind of hurts a little bit because, again, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. And I think, we'll have this conversation again in the off season when I'm sure I'm going to do a couple shows about, who we should keep, who we shouldn't. Maybe I'll do it, to kind of space it out and, try to keep some content going for us while the off season is going on. Maybe I will do each position. Maybe I'll talk about each player at a position, and that'll be a Terrible Towel Tuesday. We'll do that, for several weeks just to try to fill some content. But to give you my, my precursor to that, I like Arthur Marlette for what he is. I wouldn't mind him being back for what he is. He's a tough little dude, man. If you kind of watch how he plays, listen, he is compromised a little bit in coverage. But if we're going to have a guy, let's put it like this. If we're going to have a guy on the roster that can do the dirty work that Mike Hilton did, and you may not have a dual threat guy in the slot, I'm cool with him being on the roster and playing him in certain situations. Not so cool or haven't been as comfortable with him in coverage situations. But if we're going to use him in, situations like we did with Mike Hilton, help out in the run game, blitz, I'm cool with that. He's not going to cost much. He's scrappy. Very scrappy. So I'm cool with that. But I say all that to say, I hate to see him not be available because, again, if we need someone to do that for us, now we're talking about Trey Norwood, and I don't think Trey Norwood's wheelhouse is so to speak. I don't think that's necessarily his thing. But we'll see how we plan to fill that void. Robert Spillane also has a knee issue. We'll see what happens there. James Washington is still in the COVID protocol or maybe coming out of it this week. We'll see how that pans out. And Dan Moore will also have a chance to work himself back. We all know that he did not play. In exchange, we were able to play Joe Haig. Didn't do that bad of a job, outside of the face mask penalty, but the offensive line didn't do too bad in my opinion. I'll talk about it in a moment. And then Kendrick Green will have a chance to work back as well. But I did take note to the fact that Mike Tomlin said, listen, we did notice the play of J.C. Hassenauer. So he made sure he said that. Yeah, he's going to have a chance to work back. However, we did take notice to the work of J.C. So that is going to be interesting. I am very interested to see if they keep that particular situation intact. Are they going to keep J.C. at center? We shall see. But again, I'll give you my opinion on that in just a moment. Wanted to talk about a couple little things here, man. I'm going to take a sip of water really quick because I really have a question for you guys. Well, actually, let me ask y'all the question. Then I'll take my sip of water while I'm waiting for you guys to reply. Can I ask SteelersNation a question? Why is it I'm still seeing people ask why the Steelers traded Melvin Ingram? That's my question. Can you guys explain to me, because maybe you're one of those people and I'm open to hearing it. But can I ask why people are asking that question, and very intently too? Going at the organization and going at Tomlin. This is what I'm hearing. The organization or either it's Tomlin. But they're getting the finger pointed and they're pissed that they traded Melvin Ingram. I really want to know why that question is still being asked. I'm legitimately wanting to know that. So if any of you guys are on this other side of that train, please explain it to me. Looks like a couple of you guys are basically saying, Kenyon said he ain't even wasting his time. But a lot of us are on the same page here. Guys, again, I've learned that having, I guess, somewhat of a platform, I'm always going to do the quote fingers. And I guess by me having somewhat of a platform, I got to sometimes be fair in saying that not everyone pays close attention to the nitty-gritty of what goes on and off the field when it comes to your favorite team. So I understand some people may not know, but I think it's been talked about enough. If you didn't hear it from me, you would have heard it in the media, or you would have heard it on Steelers Depot, or you would have heard it from Jared Dulac, or numerous people, right? Melvin Ingram forced his way out, started complaining about lack of playing time, and he requested to be traded. Coach Tomlin has said numerous times he wants volunteers, not hostages. He said that initially when the Melvin Ingram situation happened, and then a couple weeks ago when we were about to face Kansas City, he openly said, listen, he wanted to leave. It was reported. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to be fair to Melvin Ingram because I don't know if he said this out of his mouth. However, some people are saying he did. I don't know personally. But it was reported that he said that I'm better than Alex Highsmith. I should be playing. And to me, you don't want that type of ruckus in your locker room. You know why? Because, again, I can't say this 100%, but I would imagine when the Steelers brought him in, they brought him in as a veteran and made him well known. Listen, TJ Watt, as our young stud. We need a rotation to help him out. We got this guy in Alex Highsmith, up and coming. We're trying to groom him. We want to use you guys as a rotational piece, have a three-man, monster going here. I would imagine that they did not tell Melvin Ingram that he was going to be the starter. Maybe they did. I don't know. But I kind of feel like you being a free agent on the street and sometimes doing your self-evaluation to understand, well, why am I still on the street? And people bring you in that situation. I feel like you should understand that you're not going to be the guy. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But that's what happened with Melvin Ingram, folks. That's what happened. Wanted to be traded. Steelers traded him. It's just that simple. And then the funny thing is we act like Melvin Ingram was tearing it up. He wasn't tearing it up. He started off early in the season. He did a couple things for us. Definitely good against the run. But he wasn't putting up these gaudy numbers or anything like that. So it's not like we traded him away to Kansas City and now Kansas City has blown up and he has 100 sacks. And he's not really doing much. Still playing the run very well. Blew up one of the runs when we played them. But again, it's not like he's over there and I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why people are so upset about that, but it is what it is. Next thing on my agenda. Want to talk a little bit about a little sneaky thing that I saw when I rewatched the game. That kid Montravius Adams is very intriguing, man. This dude, he's quick. He is very quick. Guys, if you get a chance, go back and watch the game and watch the very first play of the Baltimore Ravens on their first possession. It was a play action fake. Must have been good coverage downfield because Huntley didn't have nowhere to go. He takes off, and you see Montravius Adams booking it. It helps to limit that gain to 2 yards. Comes on an angle. I mean, he's moving. But this dude is very intriguing. Is he a starter? maybe not, because, there's a couple things that I'm seeing in his game, not dominant all the time, but I think he has something. I think you definitely can sign him to be a part of your depth group. However the nose tackle position shakes out going forward. I kind of like Adams, man, as a sneaky free agent that we grabbed, and he has some talent. He has some talent that I think can be cultivated, man, in the system. But, yeah, just little stuff like that, man. His athleticism, his quickness, and even open field speed. Like, it's impressive. Go back and watch that play, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I did want to talk about this, though. Coincidentally, on that long touchdown run that what's his name? Latavius Murray. Man, Adams kind of got pushed back. Loudermilk got double teamed, and the line of scrimmage itself, we just completely lost the line of scrimmage, man. The Ravens pulled the guy into the gap, and it was just off to the races. It just parted like a Red Sea. But it all started, man, with basically Adams, Mondo, and Loudermilk just getting washed. They did a good job, man. They brought the tight end down to double team on Loudermilk, and then, as the play progressed, I'll say like a second or so into the play, tight end comes off of him, picks up another guy, which I believe was Spillane, if I remember correctly. Matter of fact, hold on, guys. Hold on real quick. I can show it to y'all. I won't show the play, but I will show you. Let me see. I think I had... Give me 2 seconds. I think I took a screenshot of it. Let me see if I still got it. Let me see if I still got the screenshot, good people. Hold on 1 second. And you can kind of see, you'll kind of be able to see what I'm talking about. I think this is it. Nah, I didn't save it. Or did I? Hold on, give me a second. Nah, dang, I don't think I saved it. My bad. Or did I? Hold on, let me look at another place. Did I save it here? Let me see. No. I thought I saved it, and apparently I didn't. But anyway, double team on Loudermilk. Adams gets pushed back, Mondo gets pushed back, and it was just a mess. It was just a mess, and it parted like a Red Sea. So for any of you guys that can rewatch the film, go check that out, man, and you'll see clearly what I was talking about. And it was just a simple case of us losing the line of scrimmage, and the linebackers coming down, and they kind of got shot out. They didn't shoot the main gap. And, you got to give Murray some credit too. He kind of cut back, and it was boop. The gate is open, and it's a touchdown. So it's one of those things. You guys saying the video is paused? Is it still paused? I think it was paused because I was looking for a photo, but you guys should be able to see me now. Let me make sure. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. You guys, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, it should be good now. Not paused. All right, so that's what happened there. Okay, the next thing. Next thing I have on my list, and let me speed it up. Oh, we're at 20 minutes. Go on, let me hurry up, guys. Next thing on my list. Got to give some love to Ray McCloud, man. Let me tell you something. Just a week or two ago, we talked about Ray. I did. I said I didn't understand why James Washington wasn't getting time over him. Ray made some tough catches for us, man. And I don't know if I talked about it that much after the game. Ray did some things for us in this game, man. And he's kind of changed my mind as far as where he fits in the offense. I'm definitely not saying that you keep James Washington off the field, because I think James Washington is still a better receiver, combat catcher, downfield type of guy. I still would want to see that guy in the lineup. But, Ben Roethlisberger seemed to, go to Ray quite often, and Ray made probably one of the plays of the game, man, by picking up that 4th and 8. And, he made another tough catch early in that game and got tattooed. His return game was strong in this game. So, listen, my bad, Ray. My bad. Maybe there is a place for you in this offense. Yeah, if he's not re-signed already, like I don't know if he's going to be a free agent, I'd bring him back. He has been a solidified return man for the Steelers. In case you didn't know, and I didn't know this until a couple weeks ago, they said that Ray leads the league in punt return yards. I didn't know that. So I think you try to re-sign him. I don't know what type of market he has, but I'm cool with Ray being a part of the offense. In spots, because I think there's things you can do with him. You know what I'm saying? So my bad, Ray. I do apologize for the words I had for you in the previous week. Round of applause to Sport 8. Donation time. Thank you very much. Round of applause. Oh, hold on. For some reason, my applause button just cut off on me. Here you go. Round of applause. He says, Coach T's dancing was him exhaling after the season we had. To get this team to the playoffs says so much. Gotta love Coach T. Yeah, that was cool, man. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Coach T was getting busy, man, in the locker room, in the little TikTok. He was doing a little, you know what I'm saying? Then he grabbed the head. Then he did the pointing the punch. Gotta love it, man. That was a very cool moment right there. That was a cool moment right there. It really was. It really was. It really, to me, it showed the type of, and again, people say this, and some people say this as a slight, like the term players coach. And I never understood why that was a negative for anybody. I'm speaking generally now. Why wouldn't you want to be a player's coach, but still be, the man in charge, if you will? Excuse me. Why wouldn't you want to have that type of relationship? I don't get it. So just thought that was a cool moment, man, because I felt like at that moment, the entire team, coaches, staff, and everything included, the entire team was basically embracing their accomplishment, assuming that they would get into the playoffs and that it wouldn't be a tie, even though it almost was. But you got to appreciate that, man. And regardless of if they go to Kansas City and win or not, you can appreciate their excitement at that moment, given the season that they had. And we all know as fans, this has been a rough season to watch. So that was a cool moment. Let me see what else I got, guys, so I can get to these phone calls. Ray Adams. 2 more quick things. Minkah Fitzpatrick. I talked about it post game, but I talk about it again after rewatching the game. That PBU on Hollywood Brown. Minkah has been the dude, man. Minkah has just been a dude for us this season. Interception numbers are not high. So what? Okay? I'm going to say so what in his defense, because we know he can get interceptions. He's done it. They weren't that high this year, but he has grown in other areas. His tackling, his range. Just think about that. Minkah has showed quite a few plays this season where his range and his cover ability. And how many times has he gotten a PBU late in the game? Phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. Pay the man. Pay him. Because I'm not one of the fans that's just stuck on a particular stat. Well, he ain't got too many interceptions. That's so what? So what? Look at everything else he's done. From touchdown saving tackles to game saving PBUs. Phenomenal play. And also, for you guys that don't know, the play first play, the play where they fumbled the snap, the Ravens, and, Huntley picked it up, TJ sacked him and fumbled and all of that. They're reviewing that play to see if it can be counted as a sack. Apparently what I was saying post-game, that I guess there is some merit to having to possess the ball and the act of passing. I don't know about the act of passing, but from what I was hearing, he does have to kind of possess it in order for it to be a sack versus just a foiled play. But in my opinion, if that's the case, it looks like he regained possession. And at that point, quarterback behind the line, it should be a sack. So we'll see what the NFL says. And also, I do want to clarify this. I was wrong about the half sack. I kept talking about, what about the play where Cam Hayward got called for personal foul? TJ should have had the half sack because he was on the bottom. I did not know this, guys. Maybe y'all do. I know that when there's a play and you have to repeat the down, like a holding or something like that, and replay second down or what have you, play or statistics don't count. I did not know that the play didn't count when a first down is given. I didn't know that. I honestly did not know that. See, I'm fine with admitting that. So I kept saying it should have been a half sack because I thought the play counted, but then there was a personal foul, which made it first down. So I thought the play counted. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because usually, again, if it's a holding, blocking the back, something like that, and they'd be like, play didn't count, or, the false start or something like that, illegal motion. I thought if you were given a first down, then the play might have still counted. So that's why I assumed that would have been counted as a half sack, and thank you to everyone, who mentioned that to me, Alex Kazor and others, saying, no, it got negated by the penalty. Didn't know that. So there you have it. So the only case that, could possibly allow TJ to actually have this record on his own is if they rule that forced fumble, which we all saw, if they rule that as a strip sack, the TJ Watt will have the single season sack record on his own, and he will no longer share it with Michael Strahan. But all right, that's all I got, man. I don't really think I have anything else to tie up here. Let's get to the phone calls, and maybe I'll have a final point after that. But let's get to these calls, man. We're at where are we at? 28-minute mark. Not too long. So we got a few calls in the queue. Y'all know the routine, man. Keep it short, precise, and sweet. And let's see what SteelersNation has. Let me make sure the browser is turned up so you guys will be able to hear our guests. And first one here in the queue, it looks like it is 937. 937 is the first one up. What is going on? What you got for us? Hello.
937?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Oh, man, I got in first, man. Ain't that a trip? Sam, what's up, my brother?
Nothing much. What's going on, man?
SteelersNation, man, ain't it a trip, man? Can you believe this? But, hey, man, just trying to be a Steeler realist, man. Yeah, I don't expect much, man. But at the very least, we get one more week of Steelers football. And, but you never know. What if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt? What if TJ goes off? The defense shows up real tight. I mean, Tyreek Hill, he's nursing an ankle injury. You know what I'm saying? Heard Kelsey is banged up a bit. So you never know, man. But I'm just proud because I didn't expect him to go this far. And so I just want to say I'm just proud of our Steelers, man, for getting this far on this ugly season. And who knows? Who knows what can happen, man? Just want to say that. We've got a lot more calls, man. Hey, nice shirt, by the way. I would definitely rock that. And let's go SteelersNation. Let's see what we can do, man. Peace.
Man, peace. Good to hear from you, 937, each and every week, man. We definitely appreciate you. And yeah, man, who would have thunk it, man? I mean, no, I wouldn't have. I've been saying it for weeks now, right? Man, we ain't going nowhere. And, hey, it did enough. Yeah, they needed some help, but I know some people try to slight that and be like, yeah, well, they needed help. Well, but they had enough wins to where the help allowed them to get in. So you got to give them credit. You got to give them credit. And then I know some of us predicted, we predicted before the season started. A lot of people predicted a 9-8 season. Some people predicted an 8-9. So it's one of those things. It's like, well, they did exactly what you expected them to do. And lo and behold, that was enough in this crazy AFC to make the playoffs. There you have it. Next up, Mr. Winningham. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody's doing well. We did. I mean, for all the things that happened Sunday, that was incredible. Jacksonville, who would ever guess they would have clobbered the Colts? And then I refused to watch that game Sunday night. And friends texting me. I promised one friend I would never talk to him again if that game would end up in a tie. But this is house money we playing with. We need to let our hair down, go in the game. We have nothing to lose. The one thing I wish we do offensively, and I hope Matt Canada, we need to control the clock. Keep Kansas City off the field. That'll have our defense a little fresh for the second half. As far as that one play that T.J. Watt made, the quarterback repossessed the ball, and then he came back over and knocked the ball loose for him. So to me, in my opinion, that's a sack. But we have nothing to lose. We're playing with house money. One thing about football this weekend, I feel you're going to have a lot of upsets because the matchups favor. Doesn't favor us exactly, but I see a lot of matchups favoring these road teams. Everybody have a great and fantastic week.
Man, thank you, Mr. Winningham, for the call. And yes, house money, man. You couldn't say it any better than that. Because let's be honest. I know some people are going to say it with their heart. Ain't nobody expecting Pittsburgh to go back to Kansas City and outright win the game. Now, let me be frank and say this. Is it possible? Sure. It's possible. Anything's possible. I'm just telling you guys, based off of how our team has played, how we played against them the first time, it's just not anything that I'm confident in. That's all. Anytime I say that I don't know if the team is going to win, it's always about me not being confident that they can. It's not that it can't happen. Just don't feel good about it, man. And there's nothing on display for me to feel good about it. We already saw what we did against them. Okay, and let's say that was just one game. You're right. But look at all of the remaining games since then. How low scoring we are. It's going to be tough, man. But hey, I'll be rooting for them like everybody else will be. Next up, area code 216. What you got for us?
Hey, good evening, Sim. It's Destiny.
Hey,
Hope
what's
you're doing
going on?
well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Not much. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I hope everyone in the chat is doing well. I'm actually calling in tonight just to thank you. Thank you for a great regular season as we enter the postseason. You provide such great content. I commented earlier in the previous video. You give great facts, your opinions, and you allow us to come here, celebrate our team, love our team, argue about our team, be mad at our team. So thank you for that. And Mr. Winningham took the words right out of my mouth. I would love to see our team play versatile and aggressive when we can and control that clock when we can. Why not? If no one expects us to win, then play like it and see how the other team responds. So thank you. Much peace to everybody. I appreciate you all always, specifically you, Sim. Thank you.
Man, Destiny, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the kind words. And, hey, you guys are what I do it for, man. And, it's definitely good. It's a good feeling to know that you guys appreciate the content and that it's content that you enjoy. So that's always going to be special. But I agree with you as well as Mr. Winningham. Hey, man, throw everything at them. You have nothing to lose. You know why? Because they're going to do that to us. Let's get in our bag of tricks. And it ain't got to be a trick play, but let's get in our bag a little bit, Matt Canada. Pull something out new. Don't go in there with the same game plan. come with some different formations or something. Throw everything at them, man. Because Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid, they coming. So we have nothing to lose. Can't go with the same game plan. Got to let it all hang out. Leave it all on the field. Next up, area code 214. What you got for us?
Hey, Sam, this is Brent Fox calling from Dallas, Texas, man.
Hey, what's going on, Brent?
Oh, not much, man. I'm digging the little managerial look you got going with the polo and whatnot.
Yeah.
Hey, just a few bullet points. I like to get through them, man. Let you move on to the next thing. Okay, so the first one is, and this is just speaking from pure nostalgia or whatnot. Could this be an equivalent to either the 2005 or 2009 year that we both won the Super Bowl, or both years that we won the Super Bowl, rather? I wouldn't be too upset if we lost, being real about it. We shouldn't have been there in the first place, but I would love to see us upset the apple cart and get it. And the reason that I'm comparing those two seasons to possibly this one is with the 2005, of course, we were the lowest seed to win the Super Bowl at the time. And then 2009, we kept finding ways to win, which is important. The other thing that I wanted to touch on was Coach Tomlin talking about minor adjustments having major impact. Those might be something as simple as just changes in defensive alignment, like the defensive back maybe shading for the sideline a little bit, that linebackers playing a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, and something maybe even as simple as changing your cadence on offense could probably make a difference. The last thing that I wanted to touch on was Chris Collinsworth. Man, I don't know how many times he made Steelers references that whole game, man. But it is official, like a referee with a whistle, man. Chris Collins is a Steelers hater, bro.
Man, he was killing me. And I'm going to say this while you on the phone so you can even reply. I know y'all all was like me. It was like, man, if you don't shut your mouth. He just kept saying, I would take a knee. And it's almost like he really did not want the Steelers to get in the playoffs. It was crazy. Like, shut up.
He didn't.
Oh, man. Yeah. He blew me on that one.
Yeah, he did. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, brother. He definitely did, man. He did. But thank you, Sam, for, again, your platform, giving us here a voice, man. We really appreciate you, Sam. And I'll let you get on to the next call, bro.
Man, thank you so much for the call. Really, really appreciate you. And yeah, man, just to say it again, Chris Collinsworth was getting on my last nerve. Like, please stop. But I ain't going to front. I'm not going to front. When they started handing the ball off and it was like a minute and change left, I was like, yo, maybe he's right. And what's crazy, supposedly, and I didn't see this, but they said that Derek Carr kind of alluded to the fact that since the Chargers called the timeout, it changed their mentality. It was like, all right, okay. And thank you, Chargers, for doing that. And boy, that head coach, boy, did he make some. Listen, I keep telling y'all, you don't have to agree with what coaches do, because that coach did some bonehead stuff. That fourth down he went for on their own, what was they on, like their own 30? Boy, if Mike Tomlin would have done that. I'm just saying, guys, you don't have to always agree with coaches. It doesn't mean that they are bad coaches. You just look at them like, yo, what was that? And him calling that timeout, it was 30-something seconds. Like, clearly, if your intention was to stop them and get the ball back and go win the game, why didn't you call the timeout earlier? So I wouldn't doubt that the Raiders was like, oh, that's what we doing? All right, cool. We're going to get this field goal. Appreciate that, Raiders. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, really quick, man. I didn't want to take that much time, but let me reply to one of your points there. Listen, let me say this and say it clearly, because some people think I just hate on our team. I don't think there's a team in the AFC that the Steelers isn't capable of beating. Hold on to that, because that is going to be my final point after the phone calls. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean. And I know some of y'all are saying, no, but you're the one saying that I'm going to explain. Next up, area code 470. Whoa, hold on. I lost the browser. Here we go. 470. What you got for us?
Hi, this is Megan. I'm a 12-year-old from Swanee, Georgia. And my point was I thought it was so cool how Chris Boswell kicked the winning field goal in Baltimore instead of Justin Tucker.
Absolutely. That's a great point, Megan. You got anything else for us?
Who do you think and want to be the next quarterback for the Steelers?
Let me see. And first, thank you for your call. And hang on so I can answer that and you can hear it. But thank you so much for your call, Megan. And being 12, man, so humbling. So humbling. I really, really appreciate that. I mean, wow. You're 12, and I'm saying that respectfully. You're 12 and you're watching me. So I'm reaching even the youth. So thank you, Miss Megan. I appreciate that. Yes, the drama of Chris Boswell having the winning kick and not Justin Tucker. Classic. And so smart and so beautiful that you said that. As far as the next quarterback, this one is a little tricky for me because there's not a quarterback in the draft this year, I think, that I love. There are guys in the draft that I think I'd like to see what they could do, but they don't wow me. So I would rather us, this is tough. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is off the table. So is Russell Wilson. These guys are not free agents. If we look at the free agent pool, there's not really a guy there that makes me want to have him. So I will say this. The next quarterback, I can't give you a person, but I think the next quarterback that I'm looking forward to is probably in the 2023 draft. So not this April, next April. And I apologize that I can't really give you a person, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. It's up in the air for me for 2022 because I think it's going to be Mason Rudolph. And if the Steelers draft someone, that guy's not going to start. And if they get a free agent, we'll have to see who the free agent is. So I think I'm looking forward to 2023. And that would be my answer. But thank you again, Megan. Area code 334. What you got for us?
What's up, Sim?
What's going on? Nothing much.
Well, nothing much. I could go back and dial up the coach, but I'm not. It's a lot on the table I want to talk about, and I'm just not even going to go that way. I got muted, so I'm not even going to go there. I get real touchy when you talk about coaches nowadays.
No, hold on. Let's clarify real quick.
Back.
Hold on. Let's clarify. It's not about talking about coaches. I have no problem with people's opinions and things and Tomlin, but I think and even the chat has said sometimes you go way off the reservation. And the only reason why you got muted was because you went a long time. It wasn't about the coach, but it was an extended a period of time. But go ahead, carry on.
Well, like I said, that's why I want to go in there because everybody's entitled to their opinion, So I don't ruffle nobody on the ones feathers or nothing. Everybody's entitled. I'm a detail. I analyze. I don't get all cheered up because of a win and a victory, because it's based on how you perform on the field. We don't perform well on the field. I mean, you can say we're happy for the victory, but just like Nick Saban would say, I'm happy that we won, but our performance is just out of here, So I'm not even going to go that far. I just want to talk about getting this player back and getting this offensive line fixed, because it started at the center. I don't know why Colbert drafted that young man. Cannot play center. He can't move nobody. So it made him look bad this year. And, I think they want to fire him, but, I don't think we really do that. So I see him resigning. And, I know a lot of pressure's been on him lately for the last 2 or 3 years. Because when you get a running back like Najee, you have to have a center. That's the control mechanism. Can't have no center sitting in somebody else's lap every time. I think Ben could still play if he had offensive line. I watched that. I said, okay, this guy still can play. Because like AB said, AB want to come back to Pittsburgh. And that's all I want to bring up. So what you think about that? And I'm out.
Hey, man, appreciate the call. Thank you. It's fitting that you said everyone is entitled to their opinion, because I definitely have a different one in terms of AB. No. I don't think I have to say much more than that. And again, this is what I'm saying. You and I be on two totally different sides of the spectrum, so that's what I was saying. It had nothing to do with your thoughts of Mike Tomlin and all that. I don't understand why some people think I am a Mike Tomlin protector. I don't understand that. I never will. I've criticized them myself on this very show. But let's talk about AB for a moment. Let me ask you, what reason, and I'm asking the chat, and I want to see what these guys will say in the chat. What reason would you bring Antonio Brown back to Pittsburgh after the way he acted as he left Pittsburgh? Think about that. Everything that he's done since leaving Pittsburgh, even me acknowledging it might be some mental health stuff going on. I don't know. I don't want to put that on him. It might be. But given everything that we've seen from the fur coat on the sideline and how he exited Pittsburgh, what incentive would the fans and the ownership and coaching staff have to want to bring Antonio Brown back? And that's what I'm saying. I'm not dissing your opinion. I'm just saying it seems like we always so far apart with opinions and things like that. It's cool, but it's like, I don't get that one, my man. I'm sorry. And yes, I will acknowledge, and it's with your biggest point is something I've acknowledged since week 3. We don't play that well on the field. Our team has not performed great. It's no surprise to anybody. So nobody's overjoyed that they win. It's the same reason why I was the main one saying we ain't making the playoffs. We did. And same reason why I'm saying we probably not going to win in Kansas City. But all right. Thanks for the call. Let's go to the next one, man. Area code 561. What you got for us?
Hey, what up, Sim? This is Victory Asher from West Palm Beach, Florida. How you doing tonight?
Good. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Hey, I just have one thing really quick. I think this coming weekend, our defense needs to bring some added pressure on T.J. Watt's side, because you already know that Kansas City is going to play the same game that the Ravens played. They put 2 linemen on them. They put a tight end and a lineman on them. They made it tough for him. They don't want him to be a game wrecker. So I just think we need to dial up some safety blitz or stunts going his way to kind of, keep that second offensive lineman or that tight end off of them and make them square up fairly and see how that works out. Another thing, too, oftentimes that on that side, when TJ sets the edge or when teams set the edge on Mahomes will step up in between that, like, tackle guard area, and then he'll scramble outside or he'll scramble for yards or whatever. He'll scramble outside and he'll throw a pass on a run or whatever. So if we bring that added pressure up on that side, that'll limit his ability to do so. And that's all I got, man. Thank you for all your content, bro. Appreciate it.
Man, thanks for the call. And that's an excellent point, man, because, again, having rewatched the Chiefs game and looking at the all 22 of it, man, literally no pressure. Like, especially in that first drive, in most of the first quarter, we won't get no pressure on them. And like you said, they're going to be paying attention to TJ. He's going to get chipped and things like that. So, yeah, I would like to find some creative ways to get TJ some one-on-ones if possible. Maybe move him around, flip-flop him. Sometimes, you come out and have him start, do kind of like what Matt Canada does when we shift to that off-balance formation sometimes with Dan Moore. Maybe have TJ come out on his side, and then at like 5 seconds, or maybe not 5, but like 7 seconds in, down, the play clock is left or what have you, he jumps over to the left side and rush. Something like that to try to keep him free. And and I think, if we can contain Mahomes and make him step up in the pocket, and, like coaches have said in the past, if you get more of a focused rush and contain him, then we'll see. It's still going to have to come down to what we do on the back end. But let me go ahead and get to the next call. I really appreciate that one. And guys, let me say this to you and me. Let's speed these calls up, man, because we just got 5 more that came in. So we need to get through these as fast as we can. So next up is area code 242. What you got for us?
Bahamas in the house. Well, hey, Sim, how's it going? Shout out to all of my Steeler fam out there. Loving you guys. Thank you for the prayers as well. Great to be back on. Great to be here with you guys, and in the best platform available to us. Just appreciate you like Destiny, man. We're so appreciative of what you're doing here, and glad I can be on the other side of the world and still get to listen in and participate with the best fans in football and on the planet. Just want to say real quick, I thought only the Steelers could give me a heart attack, but that Sunday night game, I did not want to watch the game. Came in at the last halfway through the fourth quarter, and I almost died as I'm watching the time slip down, and I'm like, dang, you mean nobody can score? What it's like everything was working against us, and to come down to 2 seconds and rely on somebody else's leg and not Boswell's is like an experience I don't ever want to go through again. That being said, I'm not saying Steelers are going to win. But when I see the stars aligning the way they've aligned, and I see everybody saying Steelers aren't going anywhere, Steelers aren't going to go anywhere, and even my boy Sim, I don't think we're making the playoffs. I don't think this is going to happen. And I'm watching the stars align, even if it took down to 2 seconds in the last game, and then the stars looked like it was coming back out of alignment, and then it shifted back in again, and here we are. I'm just reminded by Cam Haywood's last statement. I saw him in a press conference, and he said a question was asked to him in reference to the Chiefs game when they lost really, really bad. And he made the comment like, you could hear a pin drop in the locker room. And I heard him and I watched him. And he talked about how embarrassed those guys were. I don't see that kind of game happening again. And I think Steelers are going to shock the world. If we don't lose, I'm not surprised. And to be honest, if we win it, the way the stars are aligning, I won't be surprised either, but I will be extremely happy. Love you guys. Just wanted to say again, let's go Steeler Nation. Man, black and gold for life. Thanks, Tim, for giving us this opportunity. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Man.
Definitely, man. Thank you for calling all the way from Bahamas. Man, if you guys ever get a chance, and I know my man there probably is nothing to him, but if you guys ever get a chance to go out there, man, you know, it's worth visiting Atlantis. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hey, man, listen. If that were to happen, I will stand corrected. No problem at all. And like I said, it's football. You never know, man. You never know what could happen. You just never know. But like I said, guys, I just don't be having the. I just don't. You hear that? Ebonics just don't be having. I just don't have the confidence going into the game. That's all. That's the only thing that keeps me from saying they're gonna win. They don't show me the confidence. You know what I mean? So, just don't have the confidence. Man, we got a donation here, and I think I missed one. Guys. And if I did, whoever that was I missed, I apologize, man. And please remind me of your question so I can answer it. But Lydell Dorsey, round of applause. Lydell says, and I quote, Ben gave the bus a late ride. Bus gave the torch to Najee, gives the Ben a late ride. Ben gives Najee the torch. Poetry. Who knows? Any given Sunday. Hey, you right. You right, because let me tell you something. That Ben Roethlisberger saying, hey, come back another year, and I promise we'll win. That made me love Ben right then. And they won the Super Bowl, and that season was rocky. But yeah, we'll see, man. I just don't have the confidence. The shout outs to my boy Smitty in here, man. My guy Smitty that does the Sim Standard podcast with me. He said, technically we shouldn't even be in the playoffs because the Lions didn't take advantage of that gift we gave him. He ain't never lied. Remember all them turnovers? The Lions definitely should have beat us that day. I'm not saying that they were the better team, but that day, the way they was running the football, and all the turnovers we gave them, the Lions was the better team that day. And the Lions definitely should have won that game. And had they won, the Steelers would be at home. But yeah, man, let's keep it moving. Oh, man, we got to keep it rolling. Quick. We got 5 more calls still to get to. Let's get them and get them out. 973, what you got for us?
Hey, what's good? Good evening, Tim. What's good? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, well, listen, Tim, man. This is my humble opinion, man. Look, everything went right for us. We beat Ravens. I called the Colts in Jacksonville game. People thought I was crazy. I said the Jacksonville Jaguars was going to beat the Colts. When you play a division opponent that had something to play for, and they said, well, we ain't going, y'all ain't going. San Diego and Oakland, that went right for us. And not only that, on any given Sunday, I'm letting you know now, Tim, Pittsburgh Steelers will beat the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday night at 8 p.m. As long as we keep the game close in the fourth quarter, it's going to be down 23-0 like we was like the last game. I trust Big Ben, we trust. Everything seems like it's working in our favor. So I'm going with the Steelers. Steelers for life. Remember, I told you this. Hopefully Sunday, God's willing, or Tuesday when I call you, have your show, I'll say, remember this. You have a good night, my brother.
Hey, man, I acknowledge what you said, 973. And look, hey, I got to give it up to you, man. Thank you for the call. Listen, you put it in the air and it happened. So, hey, you putting it in the air again. I'm going to give you your props again, man. Listen. I'm gonna touch up on it at the end of the show. I just don't have the confidence, but I'm gonna explain what I mean when I say the Steelers could probably beat any AFC team. I will explain that. Guys, I'm not gonna be able to get to all the calls, man. It's literally like 7 more calls in the queue. Just not gonna be able to get them all. 202-864-434 and perhaps 301, but we got like 3 calls behind that. Gotta make them quick. 202, what you got for me?
Yes, JB calling from DC. I just wanted to touch on a lot of things. Well, not a lot of things because of the time restriction, but to be here now is really a miracle in my opinion because I was very objective about them even being 500 later on going to the playoffs, and it turns out that tie was a very key opponent for us getting where we are. Okay, now I'm an enthusiast, not a fan. I think of things more objectively. That's why people say there's a difference between that two, and it is if you look up the definition of it. And I say that Ben will ride out the same way that Bennett did, right? It's lining up in 2005. Everything is lining up. And by the way, we played the NFC North when we won the Super Bowl in 2005, by the way. I know it's kind of like coincidental, but yes, I see it riding out the same way. And you're talking about a person who didn't give him the chance to be 500. So I'm a little bit worse than you are. So I'll see this as Kansas City, one of the Super Bowl favorites, taking out the Kansas City and only being in the AFC North. We already beat Tennessee. We played them the second. So the confidence level will build week by week, and we will be in L.A. Get your tickets ready. I'm out.
Man, listen, I can't argue with the stars aligning. It looks like it's shaping up to be that. And what a beautiful story it would be, right? My man said it a little earlier. In the comment, Lydell Dorsey said, Ben, he comes to, Jerome, and Jerome is a veteran going out, and oh man, the man wins the Super Bowl in his hometown. He passes it to Ben, Ben goes on to win another one, and Ben is getting ready to go out. And how fitting would it be for Ben Roethlisberger to have the John Elway effect? I just don't see it. That's all. I can't call it from here. I'm glad you guys can see it. I can't, man. I just can't. But I'm loving these comments. I'm loving the confidence from you guys. I really am. Area code 864, what you got for us?
Hey, Sam, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, bro. I'm going to be very quick on this right here. I tell you, to be where we at now, I didn't see it. I really didn't. And the way we played, I still can't see it. And you compare us to Kansas City, it's like, there's no way. But I'm telling you, man, it's something special is happening. I don't know what it is. I know they say the universe is a holographic universe out there, and it's an omni-objective, which means it can be positive. I mean, it can be good, and it can be negative. But everything's lining up. So I'm just going to leave it like that, bro, and have a good one. Peace.
Man, peace. Thank you for the call. Yeah, man, listen, I hope you guys are all right, man, because y'all ain't going to see me crying saying, no, they shouldn't have won because I said they wouldn't. No, yo, I want to be wrong. I promise you. Area code 434, what you got for us?
Hey, what's going on, Sam? How you doing? Happy New Year to you and your fam, man.
Good,
I got
man. Thank you.
two quick things. The first question I have is Terrell Edmonds. Do you think he deserves a second contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm not being biased because we all from the same hometown, Danville, VA, stand up. But I believe he do deserve a second contract with the Steelers. I mean, him and Mika, they got that cohesiveness going. So I believe they can be a nice 1-2 punch in the future. And plus, they in the same system for, 3-4 years now. So they only can do but just grow from here. And my second question is, do you think if the Steelers can muster up somehow 27 points in Arrowhead, could they get the win? Thank you for taking my call. Good night.
Absolutely, 434. Thank you for that, man. First of all, stand up VA, man. Y'all already know. Most of you guys know my original hometown is Richmond, Virginia. I'm VA all day. VA stand up, man. So first and foremost, thank you for calling my Virginian. And yes, I'm going to answer your first part of your question. The second part I'm going to answer at the end of the show. That's going to be what I end with. Yes, I do. And it's funny that you mentioned Terrell Edmonds because I purposely sometimes don't mention things to see if you guys will mention it. So it's not just coming from me. And I made note to talk about Terrell Edmonds, and I didn't. Terrell Edmonds played a solid game, man. And I've been saying that Terrell Edmonds is solid at what he does. He's become a better fit in the Steelers defense. He's not the big-time playmaker. I understand that. He's not the big-time ball hawk. I understand that. But I think he plays solid. I think he has gotten better. I think his market is not going to be high. I think you go to Terrell Edmonds and you say, listen, we want to bring you back. For whatever reason, we didn't sign the 5th-year option. I don't know. I don't know what they say there, but you just say, look, we got more money now. We want to keep the unit together. We're going to re-up your brother and Minka. Yes, I'm bringing him back. Me personally. Because you don't have to wonder. You can still draft a guy to see what he's going to be. I ain't saying you got to sign him long term, but I think Terrell Edmonds' market ain't going to be sky high. I think you can get him for a solid 2 to 3. So I'm bringing him back. All right, next up, guys, and listen, I'll try to get through these last 2 calls. And we went kind of fast there, so if you guys can round these 2 up, then we'll get them all in. So we'll do 301 and then 937. So first up, 301. What you got for us?
How you doing, Sam?
Good. What's going on?
Been watching your show for about like 4 years now, man. Tuned in. But how you feel about this game? Because due to the fact I'm thinking this is like a WWE match right here between Ben and Mahomes. This is like, WrestleMania type. I want you to answer about how you feel about Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin calling that defense. And I'm gonna be out because I don't want to take up no more time.
Hey, man. Well, first of all, I appreciate you calling in, man. And, you said you've been a listener for a while, and I don't recognize your number, even though I always say I got somewhat of a photographic memory, but I might be off sometimes. But I think you might be a first-time caller, so thank you for that, first and foremost. Look, I mentioned this after the game in the post-game show. I'm gonna be unbiased, and I'm gonna stick right in the middle. We've had some good defensive games when Keith Butler was there this year. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think any of us really know who calls what on a given Sunday. I tend to think that it's Butler with some Tomlin and Austin influence. And then obviously this past Sunday, it was just them two coaching it. So I think what I'm saying is it's easy for us to give Tomlin and Austin all the credit, but then we got to go back and look at some earlier games where we did play solid defense. The first Cleveland game. Hey, the second Cleveland game. Both Baltimore games. The Buffalo game. It was Butler. However, I will say this. I haven't broken down the films because I don't have the R22 for this last game. So what I'm going to be looking for is seeing whether or not I can identify different play calls in terms of formations and coverages that might differ from what we may have done early in the year. Then I'll have a better opinion. But you got to clap it up and give credit to Austin and Tomlin because they did a good job Sunday. But like I said, I'm going to be fair. There have been games this year that we all know that we played great defense and Keith Butler was calling it. So I'm going to be fair to make sure people know I'm not unbiased. That I'll say, it's until I really dive into it, I can't tell what was different, but definitely give credit to Tomlin and Austin for what they did Sunday. Last call, man. Area code 937. What you got for us?
Man, been out for a couple weeks, but I'm back, man. Wasn't too much to talk about, man. Really still not too much to talk about. But I do want to talk about all these people with these crazy predictions and hoodoo and universes and all this crap. Look, this team does not have the talent to beat the Chiefs. I'm not even going to subscribe. I'm not going to subscribe to oh man, anything can happen. Oh man, we're gonna lose. What I do know, or what I do believe is, they're not gonna get blown out. I believe that we're gonna go in there and play with some damn heart, like a Steeler team's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But for real, talent-wise, we do not have the talent. You know, we made it to the playoffs, yeah. But, I mean, that's all good, you know, the aesthetics of it, man. But come on, man, let's keep it real. This team is not talented enough on the offensive side of the ball. And I'm not talking about the skill players. I'm talking about that offensive line. I do like the Hasenauer addition. He should have been there, but he was injured. But ever since he's been there, the line looks more similar to an NFL-type line. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to how it looks now. We are not playoff. This is not a playoff-ready team. You know, all that magic. Even if we was to magically beat these cats, we ain't beating nobody else because we good. We could be good this week. I mean, damn good this week. And come out next week and be that same team that stumbled through the season. I mean, it's too inconsistent for us to even entertain, that we're about to go in there and make something. Now, hold on. But I'm a Steelers fan through and through. If they win, I'm going to be out there partying and jumping and doing everything else.
Right.
But I just don't see it happening. I mean, from a realistic standpoint, I just don't see it happening. I won't allow myself to even get caught up in, thinking that. My bad for taking up so much time.
Nah, you good. You good, man. And listen, the last caller always get a little extra time. And I'm coming right to that comment right after this donation because that's how I'm going to end the show. What you said, man, is spot on. So hold tight for 1 second. Round of applause to Rajon39 for the donation. Appreciate that. Rajon's question is an interesting one. He says, Sim, would you give Tomlin total control as a head coach and GM? Man, I keep seeing this out there. Honestly, I'm going to be fair and say, I don't know. I don't know if I would because I'm going to honestly say I don't know what Tomlin is as a GM. Got to be fair and unbiased and say that. I don't know. Could it hurt? Maybe you're trying to find the right guy and maybe 2022 you allow Tomlin to do that? Sure, because you got to remember, Kevin Colbert will be there through the draft. So really, Tomlin would just be taking care of free agents and things like that. So, like after free agency. So, yeah, maybe if you want to try it out and you want to wait and see what you can get, as far as finding your next GM for real and, give Tomlin a shot at it, sure. But I don't know. Because, again, I don't know what Tomlin is or isn't as a GM. Man, we got a couple more donations, so let me get those in, and then I'm going to go to the comments about the team and the winning and yada, yada, yada. So round of applause to Shadow Slayer and round of applause to Real Facts for the donations. Appreciate it from both of you. Shadow Slayer says, you skipped mines. I was saying that we don't need AB because we can develop a receiver and who you think the next GM of the Steelers is. Wow, I kind of already answered that. I don't know. I don't. Listen, man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I like Louis Riddick, man. Riddick, excuse me. I really do. I like Louis Riddick. To be honest, though, I'm going to sit here and be honest with y'all fully. I don't really pay attention to the GM game. I thought Ozzie Newsome was awesome for Baltimore, but I really don't pay attention outside of Pittsburgh when it comes to what GMs are doing. Obviously, Baltimore, because you always sat there and watched them pick because it's our division. But I don't know. I'm not as informed with the GM game out there, but I do like a guy like Louis Riddick. I think Louis knows what he's talking about. He has been in that kind of capacity, if I'm not mistaken. So I like Riddick a lot. We'll see. We'll see who they bring in. Real Fact says, I know the stars are aligning, but if we're going to make a legitimate run at the Super Bowl, we need to run the ball and play good defense. It's not going to happen just because. But hey, any given Sunday, Real Facts. you speak it facts, pun intended. And that's how you got to look at it, man. And now I can round the show out. Guys, this is what I was going to say. And then I'm going to go right to what my man 937 was saying. Even me being more pessimistic about the team this year, if the Steelers are able to run the football and play good enough defense, they ain't even got to be lights out. Play solid defense. Put up a defensive effort that you put up against Baltimore twice, Buffalo, Cleveland, maybe one or two other games I'm missing out there, but then yes, I think the Steelers could actually beat any team in the AFC, including the Chiefs, if they can run the football. Because let's not forget, there was a time when the Chiefs' offense wasn't really doing much, right? So you can contain them from time to time. However, Chiefs has gotten on a roll and they look more like the Chiefs now. So that's kind of a pipe dream to think that they ain't gonna put up no points. But like I said, if the Steelers could play decent defense and run the football, see, possession means a lot. Possession keeps Patty Mahomes on the sideline. Remember when we did that last season to Lamar? So there's ways to play defense on offense. Possess the football, sustainable drives by the Steelers. Even if you don't get points every trip down, but there's sustainable drives at least to burn some clock, and you're getting, let's say you get points 50% of the time that you. I do think the Steelers are capable, but my man said it all too. I don't think we're that talented to really go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. We're not. At least we're not playing that way. So, yes, I do believe if the Steelers can put a solid game together, if the fourth quarter offense that showed up against the Vikings and the Chargers show up, oh yeah, we can play with anybody. But I just don't believe it. 937 hit it on the head, guys. There's nothing there to make me think that the Steelers are all of a sudden going to get on this hot run and take off for the next, let me see, Wildcard, divisional, 4 games. So that means you're telling me that the Steelers, listen to what I'm saying. Let me get close. Listen to what I'm saying, people. You're telling me that you're expecting the 2021 Steelers to put 4 straight games together where they're playing solid, balanced football on both sides of the ball. Where's the evidence that they can do that? A lot of times when teams do that, they start getting hot down the stretch. Even if their last 2 games of the season they won, you started seeing some peaking. You ain't seeing that. These last 2 wins ain't showed no peak. Ain't showed no hotness. It's shown the same offense. It's shown an offense that has struggled the same way all season. Whoa, we played Cleveland and whoa, we finally scored a touchdown in the first half. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like the offense took off. So even though we won these last 2 games, it's not like people can say, oh, they getting hot. They heating up. No, they not. 16-13 against the Ravens in overtime. Where? Let's look at Kansas City real quick. Now, there are some games, and shout outs to Adam Steele, man. I want to shout him out too, man. You mean Adam talk a little bit on Twitter. I don't know if he ever, sees the show or not, but in case he does, shout outs to him because I saw him post something earlier today, and I definitely respect what he posted. He posted the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And he showed the games in which they didn't score that high. And I agree with his argument. He was basically saying, look, if you hold the team, if you could keep them down. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find them. Give me a second. He's right. I just don't have confidence that we can do it. Because, let's see, the Chiefs, Let's look at these winning margins. They beat Cleveland 33-29 in week 1. Week 2, Baltimore, they lost 35-36. But look at how many points they're scoring. They lost to the Chargers 30-24. They beat the Eagles 42-30. They lost to the Bills 38-20. Beat the brakes off of Washington 31-13. They lost to the Titans 27-3. Y'all remember how they lost though? Solid defense. And the Titans ran that football. The Giants 20-17. What an odd game that was. Who would have thunk it, right? So again, any given Sunday. But if you just look at some of these teams, look, they held Green Bay to 13 points. 7 points, and they won the game. Beat the Raiders 41-14. Beat the Cowboys 19-9. Again, another low-scoring game for the Chiefs. They only scored 22 against Broncos. They scored 48 against the Raiders the second time, 34 against the Chargers, 36 against the Steelers, 31 against the Bengals, but they gave up 34, 28 against the Broncos last week. So all I'm saying is the likelihood that we're going to hold those guys is just not even hold them, because obviously we see that it's a possibility that you can hold them down. But the likelihood that we're going to be able to score with them with this offense, I'm just saying the proof is not there. It's not there. But hey, we got the pregame show to get more into that, but that's just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that I don't think we can hang with most of these teams. Yeah, we beat the Titans. I get it, guys, but I'm just saying, man, it's playoff time now. And unless we're going to get super hot. Now, if they go out there and put a good showing against Kansas City, and I'm talking about like a balanced game. Let's say the Steelers win the game 24-21, something like that, and we can see that they had solid offense, sustainable drives, good enough defense, then I might say, oh, okay. But I got to see it. If we beat Kansas City 16-13, I'm not going to have any confidence that we go that far. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see a real balanced game in order for me to think the Steelers could do anything outside of Wildcard weekend. But those are my thoughts. But I'll come to you guys for a few seconds here. Let's read some comments. 007 says, I see if TJ Watt and Highsmith can come after Mahomes and disrupt the flow. You never know. Yeah, I mean, again, we're playing the if game, and you're right. Anything is possible. It is. Excuse me. Steeler 412 says 43-23 Chiefs win. That sounds believable right there. That sounds believable. Eric Rivera says last year's season game against the Cleveland, we played our backups and we lost. Then they came and won here. Then we went against the Chiefs. Mahomes got injured and they almost win. Anything is possible. Y'all are right. Listen, I'm not going to argue that. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. You're absolutely correct. Real G Lee says, Sim, what do you think of Mason Rudolph package of Marcus Mariota? I think it was shock defensive coordinator. How about as early as the second offensive series, RPO, deep routes? Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to something like that. I just don't think there's any chance that happens. So, yeah, I don't see anything like that happening. Let's see. Mr. ABS says, to guarantee a win by us to me is disrespectful to Kansas City. You can respect an opponent and still hope to win. That's all some of us are saying. What we aren't is delusional about the squad. We all want the W. I'm with you with that. We all want the W. I think a lot of us are just, trying to keep it in perspective and keep it realistic. Miss Debbie says, how about no stupid penalties like Benny Snell false start and he is behind the entire play. Offensive line false starts and holding. Yes. Debbie, I could not agree with you more. You are absolutely correct. Come on, Benny Snell. I mean, you got one of the best vantage points of the ball outside of the center. You're looking right down the line. You're absolutely correct. Round of applause to Andre Romero for the donation. Appreciate it. Andre says the playoffs are funny. Everyone is 0-0. Yeah, new season. You're correct. You know, but new season, but same teams, if you will. So we'll see. Who else? Give me a couple more and then we'll get out of here. You remember the 1969 Jets? Not really. I know where you're going with it, but listen, again, anything's possible, guys. That's not what I'm debating. I'm not debating if it's possible. I'm just debating from a realistic standpoint what my comfort level is in predicting a win. Why Diggy says, but really the path to winning on Sunday is number one, winning the turnover battle, control the ball, and don't let Mahomes get comfortable, play a clean game, and don't get dumb penalties. Absolutely. You're right. The Steelers are really going to have to, like I said, we'll dive more into this, man, on the pregame show for you guys that are coming by for that. The Steelers are going to have to play a perfect game, man. Honestly. They're going to have to play a near perfect game with virtually no penalties. Do not turn over the ball. Maybe create a turnover if you can. Possess the ball. Sustain drives. Don't give up the big play. You know, if the Mahomes and the boys just march down the field, cool. It's the NFL. It is a super powerful offense with a super duper quarterback. So to think that you just got to stop them, not realistic. But limit the big plays. Control the line of scrimmage when you can. Like, that's it. Possess the football. You got a chance. You're in the fight if you can do that. MT Mooch says, you have to bracket Tyreek and put hands on him with the safety over the top, but that takes the rest of the DBs to have to hold their own weight on Kelsey and Harmon. That's the thing, man. That's one thing that again, like I said, I'm going to dive deeper into it come Saturday is probably when I'll do the pregame, because by that time, you know, we should know who's playing and who's not. Kelsey is playing this time more than likely. That introduces a whole new can of worms. Now, Terrell Edmonds did a relatively decent job against Mark Andrews, but he's gonna be in the same situation against Kelsey. And the Kelsey, I believe, from watching the Chiefs, they run different types of routes and formations than what you see out of Mark Andrews. That's gonna be a tough task, brother. In the Green TV says, I remember 2005 when the Steelers were going up against the Colts. No one gave us a chance, but we thought, thought around. I think you said we fought around and be Peyton Manning in the hour. What? I think you missed a few words there. I know what you're saying, though. Yeah, listen. There's always a chance, folks. There's always a chance, folks. I will say that. One more from someone I haven't read. Key Aaron Bromsey says, I think the Raiders didn't want to go to KC, so they won to play Cincy. Y'all know me. I usually don't read into those type of things. And I'm so glad that what happened. Because I would not have respected the Raiders or the Chargers if they literally would have tied on purpose. Now, to give them a little bit of credit, let's say they did do that. If you're saying, listen, I want to ensure that we get in the playoffs and this is the way we can guarantee it, and maybe one team just say, I'm going to just take a knee, whatever. I wouldn't have liked it, but, you know, I would understand a head coach doing that, but I respected the fact that you're going against a divisional foe. Why would I allow you to get in the playoffs? We're going to knock y'all out, all right? We're going to beat y'all and knock you out the playoffs all at once. That's sweeter. Because imagine the Steelers and the Ravens taking a knee so both teams can get in the playoffs. That ain't never going to happen. That ain't happening with us in Cleveland. That ain't going to happen with us in Cincinnati. On both sides. And that's what I respect. It's a divisional rival. So I was so glad that what transpired, and even if the Raiders were thinking, all right, we're just going to sit on it, we'll run the clock out. But when the Chargers, see, now you know what? I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to respect the Chargers coach. Because you know what he did right there, in my opinion? I don't know if this is true. But in my story, he said, nope, we calling the timeout. Maybe y'all going to miss, and we going to get a chance to go there and put y'all out. I don't care if it is 30-something seconds. I respect that if that's why he did it. You took too long, because if that's what you were thinking, you should have called the timeout earlier so you'd have more time. But that's how you go out. You don't lay down and just let your division rival or division foe get in with you. No, that is trash. My competitive spirit won't allow that. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with what they did there. Thank you, Raiders. But all right, man. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. And I will be back to you guys more than likely Saturday. Saturday is probably going to be the best option because I think that's what we normally know for sure who's out. I mean, you do kind of find out on Friday, but I'll just say probably Saturday. I mean, if I pop up on Friday, then this is the main reason why you should do this. You should subscribe and then cut on your notifications. So that way, if it's Friday, you know that I'm streaming. But we'll talk more about strategy, how we feel going into the game and all of that on the pregame show. Okay? But outside of that, man, if you liked the video, please show me that you did by hitting the like button. If you disliked the video, feel free to do that as well. Hit the dislike button. Just show me something. And as always, guys, please stay safe. You know, I had some more people, you know, extended family members of mine that were affected with COVID this past week, man. It's real out here, guys. You know, whatever this new variant is doing, if you look at the daily numbers, and, you know, some people don't believe in all of that. Let me take these headphones off. I don't know why I had them on the whole time. You know, some people don't believe in all of that. They don't know if the numbers are real and all that. But like I said, you know, you guys know my situation, you know, with my mom and what COVID did there. And, you know, a bunch of people in my family around that same time had it. And people in my family have just had it again. And it's like, it's out there. So just be safe. Be careful. Do whatever you think is best for you. You know, I'm not going to advocate anything. Whatever you think is best for you, but also think about others when you're doing what's best for you. And be safe, guys, please. So, again, stay safe. God bless. Good night. And like always, thank you for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace.